Hello guys, welcome back to the No More Trauma virtual yoga studio where we practice yoga and Pilates for trauma recovery. Today's flow is a yin practice for our psoas, which is the seats of the soul for our muscles. So inflammation in the psoas can cause lower back pain and some inability and stress. So let's get started. Slowly coming down to your mat, you can use a block, bolster, or a pillow underneath the sit bones if that's necessary for you. And so we'll allow the soles to come underneath the shins. And let's go ahead, placing the palms gently on the thighs. Just resting the shoulders away from the ears. Taking a breath together before we start into our flow, birthing our practice with the meditation. So gently closing or softening the outer eyelids. And as you soften the crown, see if you can soften the jaw. And go ahead, inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, let it go. Two more breaths. Inhale. And exhale, soften. Another one together. Inhale. Maybe noticing the chest rise. And exhale, soften out of the mouth. Noticing the chest ascend. And as we bring the awareness to the solar plexus, that's actually where the psoas muscles are attaching the hips and spine. So just bringing the awareness there and see if you can allow a golden light to massage the space, the organs. Just softening, noticing any sensations in the body. Just notice what emotions showed up on the mat. Inhale. And exhale, soften. And just, again, just massaging that solar plexus and internal organs and psoas. Beautiful golden light. And begin to slowly wiggle the fingers and inhale. Draw the shoulders up to the ears and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, you can gently let it go. Maybe do some half circles or shoulder neck circles here. And see if you can just notice the softening of the crown. Go ahead, take it in the opposite direction. Maybe waking up the spine as you draw the chin to chest. Noticing sensations as you come back to neutral. Gently releasing the block from underneath you. And we will begin to slowly work our way into a supine or a butterfly. So bringing the soles together, allowing the knees to fall outward, maybe drawing the heels in a bit as you come down to the back. You can place the palms on the belly, that solar plexus area, right? So we're focusing on the psoas, which also allows our inner power and our self-esteem. And we're also opening up the hips here. So inhale. Exhale. And you can also see if you can really draw the shoulder blades down the back, creating space for maybe even that throat chakra. Right? Really allowing space for the back of the neck to rest on the mat. Maybe noticing the sensations of the rise and fall of the belly on the inhale and exhale while the palms are placed on the belly. So just noticing that rhythm, that cadence of the breath as you're really just softening, sinking deeper into the mat. An option, if you want to use your blocks to place underneath the hip, under the knees for rest and support, right? Just noticing what that feels like, that support as you really sink that energy into the block. Or pillows, whatever you're using. Maybe taking a moment to see what you feel in your self-esteem as we think about the days and the weeks that has passed. Right? Where does that self-esteem lie? From 1 to 5, what number would you give it? You're not attaching ourselves, but just honoring, being honest. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. And if you have the block or pillow underneath the legs, you can slowly adjust. And we'll be here for a few more breaths. Again, just seeing that warm light massaging the internal organs. And on the inhale, you can gently come back into the body, maybe bringing the knees together, right? And gently reaching for the shins as you wrap the forearms around the shins, bringing knees to the nose for a tight little squeeze there, working the digestive tract. And whenever you're ready, you can release the crown. And on the inhale, gently bring knee to nose. Maybe we exhale, release the crown. And on the inhale, knee to nose. And exhale, let it go. And inviting in some gentle rocking sensations, really calming down the nervous system here, giving it a little TLC as we sway side to side. Maybe get a massage on the upper glutes, low back, just noticing what that feels like, and feel free to take gentle circles here with the knees. And just staying with the breath. Inhale. And exhale, reverse your circles if you haven't already. Maybe rolling out the ankles, flexing the toes and pointing the toes. And slowly, gently, we're going to release the legs over to the right side. And feel free to rest the knees on the block. You can extend that top sole, maybe flexing the foot, right? Getting a little tendon stretch in the front of the leg. And taking the gaze over to the left side. Just honoring that movement. And still breathing. And slowly bringing the soles together. Maybe you extend that bottom sole, rolling out the ankle and gently bringing it back. Staying a moment in our supine twist before we make it our way to the other side. Perfect. Go ahead. Coming back through center. Maybe we hug the knees in a bit. Maybe sway side to side. And slowly reaching for your block or your pillow bolster. And take it over to the left side. We're going to gently release the knees. Resting on the block for support. As we take the gaze over the right shoulder. Maybe extending that top sole. Maybe flexing the foot. Getting a nice little tendon stretch. Right, so the psoas are attached all the way. It takes from the spine to the hips and all the way down to the toes, right? To the ankles, knee. And so we're just really focusing on that area today. So inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Maybe we slowly bring that top sole together and gently coming back through center. Maybe rolling out the ankles. And slowly releasing the soles down to earth. Just taking a moment before we navigate into our next asana. Just keeping the palm at that solar plexus area. And slowly working your way over to the right side, pressing into the earth as you slowly come up. And coming into our cat-cows, right? So the shoulders over wrists as we take the gaze up. And doming the spine, curling the belly in, right? And allowing the belly to release and drop, opening up the hips, pressing the earth away, dome the spine. Beautiful. Inhale, we lift the gaze. And exhale, press away. Start to notice your breath, maybe going at your own cadence to what feels good. Inhale, lowering the belly. Exhale, dome the spine. Okay. Beautiful. And maybe we take some little side crunches here as we just work the spine gently, right? Shoulder the hip. And shoulder the hip on the other side. Just taking whatever healthy yogi movement that you need. Go ahead, gently tuck the toes, right? We're going to gently send the tailbone up and back into downward facing dog as we pedal out the feet. And just taking, again, slow movement here, maybe walking our soles up and down, really just opening up the calves, opening up the hamstrings. Okay, so pressing the earth away, shoulder away from the ears. Okay, maybe inhale, come onto the toes, and slowly walk into the center of the mat, allowing the palms to meet the soles, dangling here, just releasing any tension in the low spine. All right, just swaying side to side, gentle sway. Beautiful. Go ahead, reaching for opposite elbows. We'll find, kind of get deeper into the stretch as we open up the hamstrings. The glutes, we dangle here. Just taking your time, no rush. Remembering to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Releasing the palms. Maybe we heel toe the feet together. Go ahead, reaching for back behind the calves. So we take a gentle bend in the knees. Right, as we slowly bend and coming all the way up to rise. Shoulders are the last to come up and back. Crown of the head lifted. As we come into this mountain pose, really grounding into the soles. And so even when we're standing, these psoas muscles are activated, right? Because they're a large part of our movement. It's attached to the spine and the hips. So again, the soul of all of our muscles, right? So it plays a vital part in the body. So maybe just softening the eyes. Really drawing your awareness from the soles to the ankles, the calves, the thighs, the glutes, and the hips, all the way through that solar plexus. Inhale. Exhale. Gently let it go. And slowly coming all the way down. So we just allowing the palms to come down to the soles of the feet. Maybe again, bending in the legs, reaching for opposite elbows behind the knees. And maybe this may not, if it doesn't feel comfortable, you can always just place palms at the back of the calves, right? And just bending in the legs, releasing the palms down. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead, heel toe the feet about mat width apart. We're going to walk the hands towards the center of the mat, sending the feet back as we come back to that downward facing dog. So the tailbone is back. And slowly we'll begin to just take a few breaths. And don't mind me, I just have some mat visitors. We're going to inhale, send that left leg up and back. Just taking a breath here and slowly release it down. Inhale, send the right leg up to the sky. And we'll slowly release it down. Gently lower down to the knees. Take a breath. Slowly coming back into our child's pose. Go ahead and send the palms towards the back of the room, allowing the shoulders to roll over the knees. Just letting that heart and third eye melt into the mat. And just notice the sensations, the tension roll away from the shoulders. Just notice any tension roll away from the crown of the head. It's really just softening into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Option to sway the crown of the head side to side. And gently allowing the palms to extend towards the top of the mat. And always feel free, if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can always place a blanket or pillow underneath the tailbone to add some comfort. And you can always place it under the knees as well. So go ahead, inhale, and slowly bring the palms to rise. As you come back to sitting, we're going to extend the legs out in front of us, right? And slowly come back to that butterfly pose. So we're still we're actually sitting, so not reclining. So make sure you're sitting. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me, okay? And so if you need a little bit more stretch, you can always lift the shins and reach the forearms underneath underneath the shins, and find, this is called frog pose, right? And find a little bit of a stretch in the spine. So option to forward fold. So if underneath the shins is a little bit uncomfortable, you can always walk the hands forward. So just notice the breath. Inhale. And exhale. And if you're in this frog pose, you actually get a little bit of a forearm massage from the calves resting on the forearms. So a little bit of pressure on the forearms to allow some stimulation. Beautiful. And you can slowly begin to rise. And gently beginning to come into our final asana. So extending the legs long, letting the toes fall outward. So we come into our final shavasana and just resting the palms on the belly. Breathing here. Coming back to our mantra. Coming back to that golden light, just massaging that solar plexus and massaging that space of inner power and self-esteem. Maybe asking ourselves, what do I need? What do I need to allow that self-esteem to glow? And just slowly coming back into the space, bringing the soles in And slowly rolling onto your favorite side. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly press up into a comfortable seat. Just allowing the shoulders to soften away from the ears. Just feeling refreshed, renewed. Go ahead, inhale, reach arms up overhead. And exhale, heart center. Remember to live abundantly, love your authenticity, and radiate organic happiness. But most importantly, live a life of no more trauma. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me in this beautiful yin flow. I hope you have a beautiful week, day, evening, morning. I'll see you back on the mat.